Hello, everybody. April 28th, 2023. Let's take a look at Bitcoin's action. Um, on Monday, we were looking for lower as long as Bitcoin is below 28.8. So we had a little bit of a change in the plan here with Bitcoin breaking back above 28.8. It could have led to another high, um, or a more sustained bull market, depending on what the action said. But I'll show you the action. At this point, I'm still expecting lower at this point, honestly. Um, so anyway, big picture, we basically just need to keep looking at these. The action that we're getting right now in all directions is just chop. It's all three-wave BS action, so we really can't reliably trade anything short term. And I think the big picture scenarios are still very much the main things we need to keep an eye on. So yellow scenario, still the only bullish thing I can come up with. It's Bitcoin making a leading diagonal. There's a very, very small chance that we've already seen the bottom of the wave 2 in this. I don't think so, but I'll point that out on the chart as well. Until proven otherwise, though, I would be looking for this 19.6 to 23.7 at an absolute minimum, because both orange and red are lower. 12 to 14 in orange and 1500 to 2500 as a possible bear scenario in red if this leading diagonal does not play out. All right, so let me just go over these things here. So I was looking for this to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and a larger move down for 5. We didn't get that target area for 5. I guess in retrospect, I shouldn't be shocked. This initial move is honestly 3 waves. It really doesn't look like 5. So in any case, because it's kind of amorphous, it's really not a clear corrective structure either. I think it works a lot better as this yellow A. Still possible for it to be the red first wave as well. So assuming that we have done all of the A wave there, which I think is a good assumption, we're then looking for the B wave up. And we had this crazy pump. And the reason I said, it could have led to something better, we might have had like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we'd seen something like that, I would then be looking higher in the short term. However, this giant dump here back to essentially where it started makes this look very, very much like a micro ABC or WXY or some sort of corrective pattern. So we're going to put that as ABC in yellow. That's ABC of this larger B, or this 2 potentially. Now, let me point out something here. If this is a first wave, which I'm not convinced of, but if it is, then we really need to stay below. Let's take a look. Need to stay below the 886, which is 30 and a half. Actually, I'm not going to make that green because it doesn't mean bullish if we get above it. All right. That yellow line is kind of the difference between a second wave and a high B wave. A second wave shouldn't go above that yellow line, whereas a high B wave could. I mean, this could honestly be A, B, C, even if we break to like a really giant new high. I mean, it could get to this original target that I wanted to see, which was right here. We could see that hit with a high B wave and then still dump from there. As this is an A, B, C up in that. So if we get above 30.6, give or take, it pretty much takes that second wave off the table. For now, we could still see a bearish indication form from there, but it would take the second wave off the table for now. If we're below 30.6, this can still reasonably be interpreted as a 1 down and a 2 up, and then we could see that larger crash down for a 3, 4, 5. At the moment, I'm expecting something more like this yellow. As you can see here, the C wave target is in this yellow box as of right now. Now this is based on this high here, but if we break a new high, that'll come up a little bit. But it doesn't really change the bigger picture. So at the moment, I'm expecting slightly higher to finish off this B wave, then lower to finish off this C wave somewhere in this yellow box. Because that doesn't hit the macro though, this won't hit the larger yellow box below, it's possible we're going to get a WXY, meaning this is ABC down in W. We get another choppy 3-wave move up for X, and then another choppy 3-wave move down for Y, forming a larger WXY down. That is very much on the table as a possibility. And again, as long as we're below that yellow line, the red bearish scenario is certainly a possibility as well, where we're pushing down here through the yellow box in 5 waves. That would then indicate to us that whatever corrective bounce we get from there is a time to get out, because we are going much, much lower. So for now, I'm giving the the bulls kind of the benefit of the doubt here a little bit, with expecting kind of pushing down into this area, but then potentially that being bullish. We'll see if it holds or not. But this breaking this really was not good for the bulls. So what do I mean when I say there's a very tiny chance? Let me get rid of this. It's in my way. Very tiny chance that we've already seen the second wave. It would be that this is ABC up as a first wave, as we have in the yellow scenario. And then this, again, it really does not look complete. But if this is all of the second wave and we start pumping hard, it's the only thing I'm going to have to go on. I really don't believe it. I don't think it's going to happen, but we could form some sort of very strange diagonal upwards like this, where that's a huge wave 1, and then we get a very, very minimal wave 2. Again, I'm not expecting that. So even if we get a new high here, I think it's still likely that we see lower. None of this action is setting it up for a bull run. And you can see even off of this low, like this is all 3-wave action here. And even further down into the micro, mentioning that is 3 waves. A, B, C. We got 3 waves down earlier today, A, B, C. So expectation is for this to potentially make 5 up to finish this next move off, or potentially making another A, B, C. Either way, doesn't really matter. But again, we're looking at all 3-wave moves here. So what I have drawn, see where that wick is, here, here. There's a couple different ways to look at this. We could be looking at resistance in here for a larger target anywhere in that region. It's possible that's actually ABC there. That could be WX. Maybe that's more likely. Take this large red box off. Sorry for the confusion, but potentially this is W, X, Y. And then this is A, B, that's where this red box comes in, C here. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Sorry, I drew the wrong thing before. All right, so yeah, this is A, B, C, and W. Kind of a triangle for X. A, B, C here for the initial A wave of Y. So here's A, B, and C up for Y of C. I think that's what we're looking at. But again, this is all corrective action, so it's really difficult to pin down exactly what's going on. And it's usually a fool's errand to try to pin down exactly what's going on. But that's kind of what my expectation is right now, that we get maybe into this box. And that can certainly give us a high over this. I think we're going to get up above that 30K mark and potentially get a high above there, but not necessarily. And you can see if it just gives us this red box here, it can stay below that 30.6 region and keep that second wave on the table as a possibility as well. So yeah, I think we're looking at danger here. If we get some weekend pumping action up into this zone, main danger zone I think is like 29.7 to 30.4, potentially extending all the way up to 31.1, or in an extreme scenario, even up here to the 32s, is a possibility. I'm not trying to trade this in this region. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens here and going from there. If anything, I'll be looking to short, but I'll probably be waiting for some confirmation on that short before I go ahead and do that. So, all right, that's all I've got. I am expecting lower still. That's the main takeaway here. Even in the extreme situation, we get up to like 32, I am still expecting lower in a C wave because we have nothing telling us that the bulls are ready to take over with this action. So that is what I got for you. I will talk to you all again on Monday. We'll see where we are at that point and if any of the weekend action or Monday action has told us anything different. All right, guys, have a good one.